Hi, welcome to Boardman on Wheels today. Right, we've got a break in the weather, so it's all good. Weather forecast first, of course. It's not raining, and I'm not walking. I'm riding. I'm currently heading out of the village of Succoth, which is not too far from my hometown village of Arrochar, and heading up into the woodlands and the mountains of the Arrochar Alps, but on two wheels. So first things first, let's take you through the route. Right, so cycling around about 6 miles, it's always 6 miles. It's about 6 miles, 1,000 feet of climbing, so it's steady elevation. And the beauty of this is, whilst it's going to be fairly tough going up with all of my backpacking gear on, it'll be a doddle in the morning, and I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, first things first, I've got to get up this hill here, which is a beast. Right, I've reached my destination. 6.5 miles, 1,500 feet of elevation. Oh. Right, first things first, let's introduce you to the bike. So this is a Boardman MHT 8.9, no relation. And this was picked up from Facebook on the marketplace. And I'm going to actually call this a lockdown bike, because this lad, bless him, he bought this bike during lockdown with all the plans of using this bike, and he loved it so much he hardly used it at all, so I picked it up for a bit of a steal. It's nice to get out on it. Right, just dropped back into my tent, and I'm just going to get something to eat because I'm a little bit cold. That wind's a chilly wind. But before I have something to eat, I'm going to have to spin this tent around because the wind's now spun and it's hitting the tent sideways. Pasta bolognese, seat or something. Good. So what do you think of bike then? Not bad, is it? So my location right now is right there is Benim, right there is Ben Narnain, and just down there is Ben Vane. I'm actually at the top of the Glen Loin loop, and right at the foot of a place called Coiregrogain. So I set out from Arrochar, and well, according to my cycle computer, I actually cycled an elevation of 1,300 feet, so it was up and down of 1,500 feet, so 1,300 feet. And as I said, this is my first time out on my bike, or any bike. Crikey, how long now? Must be over a year in the real world. Now I do have a bike on an e-trainer inside, and that generally keeps me fit, and I did okay. So I got full winter setup this afternoon. So I've got the Rab 900 and the Zeta Summit Extreme. Super comfortable tonight, but it's very cold is the wind. There's actually a couple of squalls coming. It's just been raining and I keep getting these humongous gusts, but I'm very pleased I actually turned the tent round, so you know the feet are definitely into the wind now, so I'm getting a little bit of protection. It is blowing a bit. And of course back out in Big Jack, so the Exolite 2, which you've seen before. I think I've had this now, it must be getting on for a couple of years now, this tent. I think I've had the Exolite 3 years. It's a good tent, I do like it. I like both of them. I like all my tents, no favouritism. So the bike, so I've got to make a couple of modifications to it. I mean, it is a Boardman bike, which is they're a good make. I've had a few of them. I've actually got one upstairs on my trainer. But I may need to change it to a Boardman, so that might mean a paint spray job, but we'll see how that goes. I need to switch the saddle out and put the saddle that I'm used to, and then I need to kick the pannier rack back a little bit as well, because it's got a short back end because it is a mountain bike. The heels of my shoes are scuffing the bags, so we need to stop that. So I've got a new podcast this evening, and tonight I'm going to be listening, or starting to listen to, a podcast called Erebus, the story of a ship, and that's narrated by Michael Palin, so I'm looking forward to that. That should be adventurous. Yes.
This is Audible.
Erebus, the story of a ship, by Michael Palin. And indeed, nothing is easier for a man who has, as the phrase goes, followed the sea.
Well, it's 7:30 now, and I've listened to about 3 chapters of Erebus, the story of a ship. I think it's the story of a ship. Very interesting so far. Mr. Palin though, he's just got those you know, those silky Yorkshire tones. I'm struggling to stay awake, so, which is no slight on Mr. Palin's abilities, you understand. So I think it's time to have a second tea for the water to boil now. The wind seems to be dropping a little bit, which is good. The tent's not being buffeted quite as much, and I've just had a peep outside and the bike's still there.
Chapter 4. Far Off Shores. Erebus was never a graceful ship. Functionally bark-rigged, with square sails on the fore and mainmast, and a fore and aft sail on the mizzen, she was not quick either.
Morning. Time for a coffee, I think. Just after 8 o'clock in the morning, and a very wet and windy night was had. Right, while that's cooling, I shall pack some of this stuff away. Okay, just about got everything packed away inside now, just finishing my coffee. I'll show you about. So waterproof's ready to put on, cycle computer, phone, inReach and gloves, shoes. I've got that's my cooking stuff. I'm just waiting for my coffee to be drunk and I'll pop that away. That's my tent pack. So I've got like spare pegs in there, spare dyneema and fastenings and all that kind of stuff. It's like a bit of it's just a go-to kit when I go camping. I basically put all my pegs for the tents that I require in that. Spare pannier, that's what the tent's going to go in, and cycle helmet, and then packed pannier. That's got my sleeping bag in and my clothes and a few electric stuff in there, so that's ready to go. And job's a good one. I'm all packed up now. It's pretty miserable. I'm just about to take a steady ride down this little track here. It's very slippy. I had to walk up it last night because it was very, very wet. I'll take it there. Then once I'm on the track, it's basically all downhill to back to Arrochar, so shouldn't be too long. I think I'll wrap it up here. So nice to get out on the bike, really enjoyed that. Just a couple of tweaks to make to that, and I'm in a good place. A wet and windy camp. I had to plug up because the wind had kept me awake, but other than that it wasn't too bad a night really. Quite a bit of condensation this morning as well, even though I had it ventilated. I've got old man eyes, streaming as usual. Anyway, really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, it's always nice to see a thumbs up, and I shall see you next time. See you soon.